Hey, what's up, Sea Monkey Jeff? Ah, somebody's got a birthday coming up. I don't even feel like yelling at cars today. No, it's never too soon to not be a weirdo. Hey, what's up, Christy? Must have the day off, huh? I know I'm not a weirdo. I keep trying to convince people, but they choose not to believe me. Really? Can you profile pic? Yeah. I have to check it out later because my eyes are old and my screen is small. But yeah, from what I see of it, I like it. Does anybody know what the hell happened yesterday? I didn't watch much YouTube. Well, not much of the YouTube on this end of the pool, but I don't know. Like I've heard little bits and pieces, but I still haven't put it all together yet. Oh, it's savvy. Oh, you just put a spell on me, didn't you? It looks like a black and white picture of like I don't know. All I can see is two bitty little eyes and kind of like a lion nose. Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot outside of Sea Monkey Island, but I hear things. People say, "Oh, just go watch this panel." Well, that panel is fucking 6 hours, and I'm not doing it. No, not happening. God, I'm freezing my ass off. Ugh. Okay, so Cruz tried to make people believe he got doxxed. Well, I knew that was bullshit. There's no way he's giving Gigi his real information. Gigi's minor kids got doxxed. Well, I'm not cool with doxing kids. I don't care whose they are. And we don't know who it was. NTF left her own IG group. Oh, wow. Don't know why. See, I left I used to be in a shit ton of Instagram group chats and Discord, like a shit ton. I couldn't even tell you how many little tiny ones with 3 to 5 people in them, or maybe up to like 12 or whatever. And I left all the active ones a long time ago, but here lately I've been pulled into a few here lately. NTS was one of them, but I left it. I left it. I don't know, a week or so ago. Hey, what's up, Harper? What's up, Cole? You were wrongly accused of knowing what you didn't know. Also, hey, I don't know a lot of things that I get accused of. But there is a lot of finger pointing going on all the time. But I'm not cool with anybody's kids getting doxxed. I don't care whose kids they are. I mean, granted, Gigi's a piece of shit, and he's done it to enough other people. I don't feel sorry for him, but I don't know. When people go and do things that are just as dirtbaggy that they claim to be against, it kind of blows the whole argument out of the water. There's plenty of other shit you can do besides something like that. You know, people like to say, oh, the other side did this, the other side did that. Well, you just did the same fucking thing, so you really can't use that argument anymore. Oh, there's a raccoon running around way down there. No, that's a badger. Hardly ever see badgers around here anymore. It's not legal to hurt them. Not that I would, but badgers are pretty damn cool animals. We've had to trap them before. Like if they're killing your chickens, whatever, you can get a permit to kill them, but there's not very many left, so we usually just live trap them and take them elsewhere. Heck yeah. Badgers are immune to pain, pretty much immune to almost all snake venom. And they're meaner than shit. What's a badger? A badger, it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. But they're kind of like a big raccoon on steroids with a really bad attitude problem. I cornered one time when I was a kid, and that thing stood up on its hind. They're a lot bigger than what you'd think. I mean, they're quite a bit bigger than a raccoon. But that thing stood up on its hind legs and looked me straight in the eye and said it was going to kill me, and I believed it. Yeah, they are. They pretty much are the Navy SEALs of the animal kingdom. We just don't see them too often around here. mean, they can take amazing amounts of abuse. I mean, they can eat literally anything. Oh, this ought to be good. See if that semi makes it on that curve down there. Oh, shit. Didn't even touch his brakes. Must be a local. What's up, Dr. Mortician? Raccoons. Yeah, don't feed the bastards. I know they're cute, but they yeah, just don't feed wild animals. Raccoons carry rabies and if they're feeding on like if they're feeding on if you live in town, they're probably feeding on garbage, and town raccoons do get pretty big. When I lived in town, we had a problem. Like they're smart too, man. Like they'll stand up on each other's backs and tip the garbage cans over. Like they know how to open doors. They can stack up on top of each other and actually open your door. But we had a problem with them, and my neighbor next to me was using poison, but I don't like to use poison because poison doesn't discriminate. So I put a suppressor on a 22, and I just would stay in the dark up on the second floor and pick them off. But anything can get into poison, including kids. Working on your PC. Penis what? Penis. Penis cock? No, that don't make any sense. £30. Yeah, they get big in town. Anyway, one of the raccoons that got into my neighbor's poison, the stuff works on the central nervous system, but it was under his porch, and it looked like it was like reaching up and stuck, like it looked like it had its paw stuck in the slats of the floor of the porch, and it was kind of just like standing there real stiff, but it was very much alive. And he came over and got me, and he's like, "Man, I got this raccoon trapped under," and I looked under there. There's no way it was going to let us just reach in and grab it, so I went and got my suppressed 22, and the second I shot it, it just completely relaxed. It wasn't really stuck. That poison had just made its limbs stiff, and it made it stand up. So yeah, I don't like poison on animals. Yeah, they're not real good at listening to humans. They don't mind very well. Although I have had some pretty good poker games with raccoons. Yeah, yeah. I strongly advise against. That's the thing. People get oh, it's a baby raccoon, blah blah blah, and they might be fine at first, but when they start getting old enough to want a girlfriend raccoon, and there's not one around, then they'll just start fucking your stuff up. Yeah, I mean, usually you might not see a mother, but like if you find a baby or whatever, there's usually a mother around, unless you see it dead somewhere. And then when you take them in, they don't learn how to feed themselves. So eventually, you just can't put them back in the wild. You can coyotes. I don't ever do it, but you can get coyotes to come up and eat right out of your hand, and they might do it. And same thing with raccoons. They might do it fine for the first 100 times, but and you think that you've got the damn thing trained when it actually has you trained. And then one day it decides, you know what? I'm gonna show this fucker who's really in charge, and they'll bite you. Oh yeah, possums will get at you for sure. They don't always play dead like people think. Sometimes I have to teach them how to play dead. Possums are a good thing to have around because they eat a lot of bugs. They'll eat anything, but they're just disgusting. They smell bad and they drool. They never stop drooling. I wouldn't. I don't shoot them at my house, but I have to shoot them out here because they kill the chickens and eat the cat food. Yeah, their tails are nasty looking too. They got cool little hands though, or paws, I guess they are technically. Yes, sir. Lake City quiet pills. Possums are. They're just nasty. When I was a kid, um, some friends of the family had a dairy farm, and sometimes I'd go and work for them. But they had this big pit where when cows died, they would just throw them in that pit, and then when there got to be nothing there, they'd cover it over. But possums will start eating the asshole out of a dead cow, and a couple days later come out of its throat. That's fun. Yeah. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not really fond of cats, but Maine Coons do look pretty cool. That one that I gave to Gabby, people swear up and down it's part Maine Coon, and I've never seen another cat quite like it. But it looked like it was a cross between a cat, a possum, and a raccoon. But I've never seen a Maine Coon out here, and none of the other kittens in that litter look like that. See, here's the thing. I think that dogs are cooler than cats, but the only thing in this world I'm afraid of are big dogs. I know that doesn't make sense, but I wish I liked dogs. If I liked dogs, I'd probably have a big one. Yeah, when I was 3 or 4, I don't even remember it. Um, but I got attacked. My dad had the whole time I grew up. We always raised beagles, which I don't have a problem with small dogs, and I don't really have a problem with big dogs unless they're looking at me, jumping on me. Uh, that'll get them killed, um, or thinking about eating me, even if I'm not around. But my dad had these big um, coon dogs, and I guess they knocked me down and pinned me to the ground or something. I don't remember it. But yeah, I mean, I can jump out of airplanes, and like I got no problem with heights. I got no problem with. The only time I have a problem with confined space is if I'm in one and then somebody says you can't get out. Then I got a problem with it. But I can be in crawl spaces with bugs and snakes and shit, and it don't bother me. I don't know. I mean, cats are all right if you know how to barbecue them. I did like Little Tard, and I like Little Fucker, but tell you what, I don't really even care to admit how I guess sad's the right word. I don't like to say I'm sad, but like when Little Tard died, man, I could not believe how upset I was over a fucking cat. You probably had it coming, Constantine. Do you sub? Well, that's up to you. If you like what you see, go for it. If not, you're not going to hurt my feelings any. Harper, you just tell me how many you want. I will be happy to. I'll be happy to stuff one in an envelope and have it to you in 3 to 5 business days. It might arrive in more than one package, but we'll get it there. What's up, MO44? I like the name. Yeah, we usually watch the sunrise, but I don't think we're going to see the sun today. What's up, Russell? We are in Indy fucking Anna, where the men are men, and the sheep say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" YouTube must have threw me into an algorithm again. Not that many people, but I like to see the new faces. All right, take it easy. 5, I can help you out with that. I used to shoot guns live, but YouTube started cracking down on that. Oh, right on, Canada. Yeah, it's been hotter than hell here lately, but it's pretty chilly this morning. They said we had a cold front coming through. It was going to bring some storms. If it gets real bad, I like to go live on here. That way one day somebody can make some money watching me getting struck by lightning. No, the firefly hunting was on Instagram. You can get away with a lot more on Instagram. But no, they didn't take it down. As far as I know, it's still up. Oh yeah, there's a cornfield right there. We got soybeans here next to us. Your son has a gun channel. Oh, what's your son's channel? Oh, he had it. Right on. Yeah, you can't show how to assemble firearms. They took down most of my gun videos too. There's still a few up, but yeah, you can't show how to disassemble or assemble firearms. You can't even show a gun on a live stream. What am I growing? Old. I don't think I'm familiar with that one. I work for farmers on it when they need me to, but I'm not actually a farmer. All I grow is tomatoes and peppers, and trying to figure out how to grow cocaine, but that's not going along too well. But out here, we grow soybeans, corn, wheat, barley, rye, sunflowers, mint, potatoes. This used to be a mint field. We used to grow mint for Wrigley's. That it's nice when it's all mint. You know, it smells good, and then you can just run out and grab some and chew on it. You just gotta watch and not do it right after they spray. They ran 1,100 rounds through a suppressor. Awesome. I'm sorry. I hate to be nitpicky, but uh, silencers are Hollywood stuff. I know you probably know that. I don't know. It's just a pet peeve of mine. But yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on what kind of suppressor you have. Some of them you got to put water in them. Um, like the newer ones don't overheat as bad as the. We don't have cotton. Doesn't grow very good this far north. There's no cotton around here. There's quite a bit of tobacco. I'm up towards the northern part, but down the southern part of the state, tobacco's weird stuff. Like if tobacco is wet, you can't walk through it because if you absorb enough through your skin, you'll be dead before you get out of the field. Fucking windmills are growing good though. My dad was a farmer. My grandpa was a farmer. The reason my dad's not still a farmer is my grandpa actually got killed in a freak combine accident. Dad didn't want to farm anymore after grandpa died. All the men in my family get murdered, die in freak accidents. Um, or they live old as shit, but that hardly ever happens. What's going on, scared silly? Hang around here long enough, you'll be scared silly. Hey, what's up, Gil? Uh, yeah, my grandpa's combine, they just had it worked on because it had a problem where the head would engage. If you don't know that the head is the thing that be on the front of the combine and it spins around, and that particular kind of head was for actually for picking beans, just like this. Had it worked on, and then this was back in '79, I think. So they didn't have quite the safety things they have now. But he, instead of turning it off, he put it neutral and crawled up into the head to clean the dirt out, and it put itself in gear and pulled him in and crushed him to death. Well, Gilf, if you have a job, that's your own fault. This is Indiana, where the men are men and the sheep are glad of it. You guys realize that there's been all these new people in here, and I haven't yelled at a single car? I'm not a weirdo! I feel better now. They're making basics again? No shit. I probably need to sue them. They're kind of. If they start making monarchs again, that's probably what I'll go to. When I started smoking, you could get a package of Nerex for, I think, 79 cents. And name brand, I want to say it was $1. I don't remember for sure. But those monarchs were pretty good. I know we say good. We're like, oh, that cigarette tastes so much. Nah. I mean, there's a reason why Marlboro doesn't make ice cream. But the smokers know what I'm talking about. I'm glad to help, Jeff. Yeah, I started out smoking Camels, and I would flip back and forth from Marlboros to Camels. Here lately, I've been smoking these Winstons. They're a little bit cheaper than Marlboros, and plus I think the box is cooler. $0.59. Wow. See, I didn't start smoking until I was like 19. I was too afraid of my dad to do anything before I graduated high school. Winston Selects. Yes, I have had those actually. But see, that's the thing. I avoid human beings and shopping at all costs. So sometimes I forget there's no such thing as Marlboro Light anymore. If you ask for lights, they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Light what? Like a light cigarette?" Yeah, they used to have altar lights too. They had the little holes around the filter so you'd suck more air than smoke. So I mean, you would end up smoking 4 times as many cigarettes. But hey, seems like the new ones are slimmer. You know what? I kind of thought so. They're not like Virginia Slim Slim. I don't know if they still make those anymore or not either, but I don't know. Anything they can do to save a few bucks for their pocket. American Spirits are $12 now. Holy shit. I think actually they just raised the price in Indiana. They put another tax on it. So these Winstons are probably $11 a pack now. It's, I don't know. I wish I never started, but every time I open a pack of cigarettes, it's like having 20 little friends in there that will never argue. They'll never say no. They'll never ask you for anything. It's almost worth lung cancer. Oops. Oh man. Yeah, my dad smoked when we were kids, but he would have killed us if he thought we were up to it. That's true. Smokers do get more breaks than everybody else. That's it. My grandpa on my mom's side died of lung cancer, so you'd think I'd know better. We watched him lay around on the couch for 2 years and slowly die. They removed parts of both lungs. Well, Constantine, you should have just screamed at him, "Aren't you going to check my ID?" All right, we're going to go check the other side for deer and coyotes real quick. We're not going to see any sun. I wasn't really planning on being on here a real long time anyway. So right after I clicked it to go live, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to go live. Tracks. Already look at those. Man, I haven't seen Cats around in a long time. I think a lot of the cigarette companies had to kind of merge together. Is the bean? No, the bean field's not mine. I planted it this year though. My family has. You can't see the next road from here, but pretty much everything from the next road on that way belongs to one family member or another. This, these crops here are actually Monsanto doesn't own this land, but they lease it from. I don't want to say the farmer's name on here, but these are actually Monsanto's beans. These look. Uh, I'm pretty sure these beans are going to go to make plastics. That's the kind that they look like, but I don't remember now what the bag said. All the way? No, not all the way to the ocean, but about halfway from here to Lake Michigan. No, about a third of the way, not half. Yeah, it's good. So yeah, I like it. I'm glad that I live out here. I couldn't. If I lived in a city, I'd kill somebody. I like the quiet. I like the animals. I like that I can go out to the woods and not see another human being for weeks if I don't want to. Yes, they've been paying farmers to not plant. They I don't know about destroy crops, but they've been paying farmers to not plant fields for years. Sometimes they'll take the money, but they'll plant something else anyway. But they just use it to like feed their own cattle and stuff. Which even that they passed. Monsanto's gotten so many. I don't know how they got this shit through. I mean, I do know, but like it's actually illegal. It used to be you could plant your crops and store some of it and sell the rest or whatever, and then replant it the next year. You can't do that anymore. In fact, some of this stuff, if you try to replant it, it will not germinate. So they end up, but they'll still plant like wheat or hay or straw or whatever. But yeah, they've been getting money for years just to not plant crops. The reasoning is to drive up the prices, supply and demand. If there's not as much supply, then people will pay more for it. I mean, to a degree, that can make sense. Because if you've got 20 farmers and they can't make enough money to cover their bills and they all go bankrupt, then the next year, I mean, this is way oversimplifying things, but then the next year they're not planting crops at all, and then we got a real problem. But and that originally that was the reasoning for it, but it's become more about greed than survival, and politicians get paid to pay. It's yeah. Oh yeah, I love hiking. I've kept my eyes open for Bigfoot my whole life, but and I've hiked and camped and hunted all over the country. I've never seen anything that I would call Bigfoot. I've never seen a track, nothing. I don't even have a blurry picture of Bigfoot. Yeah, Scared Silly, it's all about profit. The people in charge, they put on a good show, but they don't really care if anybody's starving to death or living on the street. Five Sasquatch, Sasquatch eye? Is Sasquatch eye the plural of that? I don't know. Have you actually seen them or just heard about them? I mean, I don't think it's. I think that most, at least most Bigfoot stories are just either people making shit up or they really believe that they saw one. I mean, I believe that they believe it a lot of the time. And I don't think it's, oh, there's a sandhill crane, but it's probably not going to be visible on the camera. Now, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility because there are still areas where there's thousands and thousands of square miles of woods where there's very little people. I don't think it's impossible that there could be a cryptid that's just really good at evading humans. I think it's entirely possible. I mean, there's been quite a few species that they said were extinct, and then what do you know? Something pops up. You know, there's not supposed to be any bobcats around here anymore, but I know there are. It does look like Iowa. You're close. It's Indiana. Hey, I know a couple of Jeff Davis. Jeff Davises. Davises? Davis. I know everybody named Jeff Davis is the same person. Hey, yeah, big ignator. Same thing with rivers. I mean, I've seen things in rivers that couldn't see it clearly, but I've seen some damn big things that shouldn't. We don't have alligators or anything like that around here, but I've seen some big things going through the water that shouldn't have been there, but I don't know what they were. I've had things run into boats and stuff, you know, sitting there fishing, and something big ran into it that darted off real quick. Vermont. Well, what's up, Vermont? Oh, I know where the Red River's at. Yeah, we don't even have bears around here. Anything that could eat people, they killed off by the mid to late 1800s. Like all the pumas, the bears, or anything that'll eat crops. They hunted everything to extinction. And now there's some freaking. I mean, there's a reason why they hunted pumas to extinction. I mean, it's never good to do that to anything, but now there's some weird ass animal group that wants to put pumas back here. I hope they know the same thing's gonna happen. Because people don't want their cows attacked or their kids. Dog man. See, we have a lot of old like Indian burial grounds and other ruins around here. So there's a lot of folklore about Dog Man and you know a lot of things, but I know a lot of people are very convinced that they've seen things like that, and I've seen things that I can't explain. I want to believe in it. No, this is Indiana. I think half of Kansas is beautiful, but anything this side of Topeka, it's just 8 hours of flat brown grass with the occasional oil well. At least the last time I was through there. All right, we got semi-steel at. You see how they're slowing down when they go by here? They're like, yeah, we gotta look for that guy. I'm not a weirdo! Like, that's where that weirdo lives that yells he's not a weirdo. They're slowing down for a reason. Oh, shit. Man, we never see cops out here. He slowed down too. I probably better hide. Really, we hardly ever see, even when you need a cop, it can take an hour and a half to get one. The only time we see cops out here is if a meth head gets shot. They need a police report because they hit a deer, or there's going to be a drug raid. It was just another cop that went by. At least they're going on by and not turning the driveway. All right, one more cigarette and I'm going to hang this up. Well, hello, stupid kitty. Are you pooping? You want to be alone? I'm surprised it's let me get this close. It's one of the wild ones. I was just joking about eating you, by the way. I wasn't really going to. You kind of... You're too big to fit in a shake and bake bag. Oh, you found some catnip. Awesome. Can I have some? I like getting fucked up with the cats. You guys ever seen a cat on cocaine? Oh, don't worry, Bunny. I would never eat a dog. I do eat rabbits, though, so you better be careful. Oh yeah, dog kebab is a delicacy. It's just not to my liking. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I've used my vocabulary for the day. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. Stay weird.